Let me be completely honest with you all. This recipe for vegan mashed potatoes and gravy is very traditional. It's not cauliflower mash or oil-free. It's good old-fashioned, fluffy, buttery mashed potatoes just like Grandma used to make, the kind that belongs at the Thanksgiving table. If that's what you're looking for, then stick around and I'll show you how we do it. To make the perfect vegan mashed potato, you will want to start with a russet potato. The russet potato is the potato of choice for mashed potatoes. Red potatoes, white potatoes, yellow potatoes are all very waxy and heavier. They're good for other things, but they are not good for mashed potatoes. So grab a bag of russet potatoes, and you're going to want to make about a ½ pound of potatoes per person, but I always make a little extra. So grab your potatoes, you're going to want to peel those nicely. You don't want to take out all the eyes of the potatoes and all the bad spots and chop those up and put them into a pan of water. You're going to put that pan of water onto the stove and bring it to a boil. Once it's boiling, it will cook for about 20 minutes, but it depends on the size of your potatoes. Test to see if it's done. You can stick a fork into that potato. If you stick a fork into the potato and it is soft, it is not necessarily ready. You want that potato to fall apart when you poke it with a fork. So take your fork, poke it into the potato, and if it falls apart, then you know it is the right doneness. When it's done, you can drain the water from the potatoes, and we're going to mash the potatoes right in the pan. So into this pan of potatoes, we are going to add some plant-based butter. I'm using Country Crock plant butter, which is one of my new favorites, and we are going to add some milk, and this is Silk Next milk. It is a whole milk substitute, and I really love it in mashed potatoes. We're going to use a hand mixer to mix these up and whip them into a nice fluffy mashed potato. If you do not have a hand mixer, you can hand mash these with a masher, but they will not be as fluffy. When I use the hand mixer, I mix it and I mix it and I mix it. I want to make sure they're fluffy and nice when we serve those, and then when you see that they're all nice and fluffy, you can transfer those to a serving dish and they will be ready to go. But then you need to make our gravy. So for our gravy, we're going to add our liquid ingredients all to 1 glass measuring cup, so we can pour those in. So we're going to start with water, and then we're going to add some chicken style seasoning. I'm using a chicken style powdered seasoning, Little Bragg's liquid aminos. Stir that together really well and put it aside until we're ready for it. Next thing you want to do is to get your Country Crock plant-based butter in a pan and start melting that. Once it's melted, you can add your all-purpose flour to the butter, and you're going to want to keep stirring that and make a nice roux and kind of cook that flour a little bit so you don't have a floury taste in your gravy. And then you want to add in some seasonings, your nutritional yeast flakes and your poultry seasoning. You want to add to that just a pinch of poultry seasoning and cook those seasonings down just for a minute before you start adding the liquid ingredients that are in that pitcher. You can pour that in. You'll want to use a whisk, and you're going to want to whisk while you're pouring it in so that you can avoid getting lumps in your gravy, and just keep stirring until it's all mixed in and all of the liquid is in. And you can let that boil and for a few minutes until it thickens up a little bit. And once it does that, you can turn it off, and I like to add a couple tablespoons of milk. I'm still using the Silk Next milk here. I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of milk, and then I'll add some salt to taste as I need it. And then we have the perfect gravy. If you do not want to make your own gravy, this gravy mix here, Leahey Gravy, that you can buy on Amazon, it is vegan and it is very tasty, and you will like that as well if you would like to take a little shortcut when you're making your mashed potatoes and gravy for Thanksgiving. Now we're going to plate up our mashed potatoes, and because that's all I have here to eat today, I'm going to make a nice big plate of mashed potatoes, and I am hungry. So we're going to put I like to make a big well in the mashed potatoes and then drizzle the gravy all over, and drizzle the gravy all over the mashed potatoes, and there it is. Perfect vegan mashed potatoes and gravy, just like Grandma used to make, only just a little bit better. I'm so excited to eat the vegan mashed potatoes that I've made. They look fantastic. You know, if you make these vegan mashed potatoes for Thanksgiving, you don't even have to worry about a turkey.